Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we had Meet the Gangster Behind the Wall, where basically Bruno accepted Giorno's idea to join the, what the hell was it called? I don't remember. Whatever the Familia was called. Passione, that was it. I just looked at the description for last episode here on Netflix. Alright, the Passione, that was right. And so, Giorno went to his interview with one of the big members of the Passione, which is Polpo, a really big dude who gave Giorno a test, which was to keep the flame of a lighter lit for 24 hours. Giorno was unable to do this, however, due to a bunch of circumstances that happened. So, yeah. But then, the old guy, the janitor, tried reigniting the lighter, and then he was attacked by what must be Polpo's stand, and his stand had the arrow, basically, or a stand arrow, and he pierced the janitor's soul, but he didn't have anything. And now the stand is attacking Giorno. So, yeah. Yeah. Also, this, not even this week, but a little while ago at this point, I did do a reaction to the Team 4-Star videos, Stardust Crusaders in 6 and 9 minutes. So if you haven't checked those out, I do highly recommend those because they were a lot of fun. But yeah, that was probably last week by this point, maybe even 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I guess it's kind of weird because I recorded it the same day I'm recording this, but you know how early access screws with things, you know? So anyway, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go. Okay. Interesting. So, So, the point of the test is you either, I guess, just pass, or you get a stand. I guess those are the ways you do it. Is that if you live and you do come back, then you're good. You're good. That's interesting. But the test didn't really work on Giorno because he already had a stand, which is interesting. So I guess it's either you succeed or you just die, basically. Now, I would be curious if someone actually did... Well, I was gonna say, if someone actually kept the lighter lit, kept the flame lit for 24 hours, does he then give them a stand? I guess not. Maybe they just become a grunt, a soldier. Yeah, I guess. Man, alright. Interesting shit today. Alrighty. So, okay. So, some things right off the bat. Muda. I like that. We got some rush attacks going. Muda. It's nice to hear that again. And someone actually mentioned that in the first episode, when Giorno is saying, it's pointless to repeat yourself or something like that. In the Japanese, he basically just says, Muda. So, just to drive home that he is Dio's son, you know? But I like here that it's like, yes, he is Dio's son, but he is honestly more Jonathan than Dio, you know? Like, with everything, and that's not even just from his blood, that's just how, you know, because of the whole thing with the gangster and his backstory. But yeah, he is more Joestar than he is Dio. Though I will say, when they showed, it's like, oh, here's Giorno. You get Josuke, Jotaro, Joseph. You can't put Jonathan there. I know Koichi never met Jonathan, but come on, guys. Animators, you can't put Jonathan up there. Jonathan, who is biologically Giorno's father, you know? Oh, well. Okay, so Pulpo's stand, Shadow Sabbath, which... Black Sabbath. Duh, you know? Duh. That is a very easy... Yeah, I've never seen that as a stand, but as soon as I saw Shadow Sabbath, immediately like, wait a minute, that's gotta be Black Sabbath. So, Shadow Sabbath, which still sounds pretty cool. Shadow Sabbath, you know? So yeah. So that was, first off, maybe one of my favorite designs for a stand. That thing was so friggin' cool looking. But yeah, so it's an auto stand. It's like Heart Attack instead of like anything else. And it just has its purpose, but it has very limited, you know, not range, but movement, basically. Like, it's incredibly powerful, but it can only do very basic attacks, you know? And that's interesting. Now, the whole thing that Koichi was saying, like, well, the user wouldn't even feel it or anything like that, I did kind of question, because we did see when he used 3 freeze on sheer Heart Attack that did come back and hit Kira, you know? But it only hit his left hand because Heart Attack was only from his left hand. Because that's the thing, is where I'm just going to say Black Sabbath because it's easier. Where Black Sabbath was, you know, a full humanoid-looking stand, sheer Heart Attack only came from Kira's hand, and his main stand was Killer Queen. So, but then it does make sense that it's like, well, we didn't destroy this stand, we just, you know, basically sent it away. It went back. I guess it's the same thing of Josuke restoring sheer Heart Attack back to Kira's hand. And some of you mentioned that that's why Kira doesn't use sheer Heart Attack in his final fight with Josuke, because Josuke, just through restoration, can just send that stand straight back, you know? So yeah, I guess I understand that. And Koichi did say, like, the most that Pulpo would feel is just his hand got a little heavier, which is interesting. So yeah, so that was interesting. But we had the whole thing of dragging out the stand into the sunlight, which was very, I mean, honestly, very vampiric at the same time, you know? This sort of vampiric, which you could even say, honestly, I would say this is probably the closest thing we've had to a vampire since part 3, you know? Because it has to stay in the shadows, it burns in the sunlight, but at the same time, it can, you know, what it does to a person either kills them or, you know, rebirths them, you know, they are reborn as a stand user, basically. And you could probably equate that to, you know, a vampire turning someone into, well, either a zombie or, in Vanilla Ice's case, another vampire, you know? So yeah, like, that is very, it's so cool, man. That, honestly, that may be one of my favorite stands we've had in part 5, you know? Like, that was so cool. I really liked Shadow Sabbath. And now the whole thing, there was one moment where Koichi was annoying, and it was when he rushed out there and was like, Giorno, you killed that old man, I saw everything. It's like, if you saw everything, you would have seen the fucking stand, you little fucking... But then, that was easily... They got over that because he was in the shadow, he saw the stand, and then we moved on with our lives, you know? So, yeah. But we also had the whole thing of, you know, why did Giorno save Koichi? And it's because he's a good kid. Because he's a good kid. Now, the whole thing Koichi says, like, I would never trust a thief. It's like, really? Your best friend's a fucking thief? You know, he's either robbing his dad of his money, or trying to rob Rohan of his money. Like, your best friend's kind of like that, you know? So, honestly, I do see a lot of similarities between Josuke and Giorno. So, yeah. So that's pretty interesting. But then, yeah, we got the whole thing of Giorno hypercharging the tree, which was interesting. Pumping it full of life to play out its entire life cycle until it dies. That is very, very interesting. Now, because he can do that to a tree, which is already a living organism, I would assume you could do that to a person as well, you know? Because we have the whole thing of, when Golden Wind hits a person, their senses are hypercharged, but not in any useful way. They basically, they go delirious and everything. Which is an interesting idea, but you would honestly think that means he could do something like that, you know? He could do something like that, but I don't know. It depends on if he would... it depends on if he would kill someone like that. But I will say that... I will say that clearly Giorno is not above... Or, like, killing is not, something that's off the table for him. That much is clear from the fact that he killed Popo. Or Pulpo, excuse me. Jeez, oh, crap. He killed Popo. No! But anyway. Pulpo. It's the first time I've messed up that name. Oh, well. But yeah. So the whole thing with the tree was interesting. But then, even with, it seemed to be the stand burning completely, Pulpo was still alive. Now, it's entirely possible maybe he didn't still have his stand, but I don't know. No, I'm going to say he did still have his stand, because he had the arrow back when he died in the prison, Can't bring in Jotaro. Koichi is instead... I guess Koichi's gonna go. I guess Koichi's not gonna stick around, which... I mean, yay, but at the same time, it's like, well, you'd think he would, If Giorno's getting in this dangerous thing, like, I guess he's just gonna trust Giorno to do this on his own, so... Oh well. But yeah, can't call Jotaro because Giorno has to do this his way. He has to take down the boss of the syndicate, whoever that is. But yeah, then we had the whole thing of respect and conflict, that, there's no squabbles, there's no conflict among the Passioni unless you disrespect one of them, which is interesting. And that is grounds for murder, and Giorno immediately takes as like, well, you disrespected that old man when you killed him. So, and that was very clever of turning one of his bananas into a gun. And I guess, honestly, like, maybe Bruno might think that, because he knows about Golden Wind's power, but even still, they'll probably just look at it because it's just a gun, It's just a gun, so they'll probably just think that for some unknown reason, Pulpo killed himself, Or maybe they'll think one of the guards did it and made it look like a suicide. I don't know, but there is no real link back to Giorno for that, so I think he's able to pull that off. And yeah, that was very, very clever. I like how he did that, so... And damn, he's got some fucking range with that, though. Because he managed to get all the way across Pulpo's cell in order to change one of those guns into a banana, So, yeah, very, very interesting. But then we had the whole thing of Koichi saying that he's got a golden heart, and he wants that, he hopes that Giorno's mission is a success, and I like that. And yes, I still wish, like, honestly, it's like, yeah, we haven't had mention, technically, of Jonathan. We've had mention of Dio. 5 parts in, we're still fucking talking about Dio. But, yeah, honestly, it's like, I do wish, even though, yes, I know Koichi has never met, doesn't even really think about Jonathan. He's only met the other 3. But that should be something there. That Giorno is technically a son of Jonathan. And I wish they had shown all 5 of them. That would have been so cool. But whatever. We move on. And then, yeah, at the end, Giorno is specifically working with Bruno's team, which is very interesting. And yeah, next time, I guess we'll go and meet the team. The team, how many people were there? There were like 4, weren't there? There were like a lot of people there. Well, I can't see it in the little Netflix preview. I'm pretty sure there were 4 of them. So, presumably just, the people we've seen in the intro. So, yeah. So, really interesting stuff. I'm excited to see. And they're all stand users too. So, I think this is going to be a fun, interesting team, And honestly, if anything, that is giving me some Stardust Crusader vibes, So, yeah, I'm excited to see where we're going from here. So, yeah, really, really great stuff. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.